and Mandy. You remember them from last week. Well, they're organising a wedding extravaganza with over 500 guests.
It's a bit embarrassing walking down there and having a look at all them people staring at me.
See, if she walks into that...
That looks mad.
I look, I can't find some problem.
Right now, it's time to decide on a wedding essential.
You got any idea about what you want?
It's time to choose the flowers, and when it comes to choosing her bouquet, Mandy's biggest decision is whether to have real or silk flowers.
Can you have fresh ones?
No.
You can't get tiger lilies in fresh, can you?
These are fresh.
They are.
Or in fake. Well, how are you getting them?
For the bridesmaids, you want it fresh too, don't you?
Oh, no.
No, that's what I meant.
So you want it silk for them, do you?
At least they can keep them. You want a double one for the best man and the godfather?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think we better have a double one, yeah. But different colour towards mine.
All right.
To my one, eh? Have a different... Babe? Or your mind somewhere else on your dress, probably. Say hello this, honestly.
Traditionally, bridal flowers have always been white to symbolise purity, with sprigs of green for life and renewal. But the times are changing.
The latest, most trendy flowers, probably, I find, are gerberas, which come in the most fabulous, vibrant colours. And we noticed even on Valentine's this year, instead of sending red roses, people were sending vibrant bunches of gerberas, which are just something a bit newer and more impressing with the colours that they grow in.
In fact, the whole look of a bridal bouquet is starting to change.
What people are loving at the moment is just a bunch of old-fashioned, like David Austin, old-fashioned French roses, full out. You know, everything basically at the moment is on their natural stems, and all that sort of, as we call it, the old tortured look is almost sort of out of fashion at the moment.
You reckon it's really nice?
Coming up soon is Peter's amazing wedding suit.
What do you reckon, babe?
I reckon it's really nice.
Spends all the time and money on the wedding dress while the groom just hires a suit and turns up on the day. But not Peter. He's got something extraordinary in mind.
See, once I shorten them, they're not so baggy.
Peter's wedding suit will be custom made.
I'm still going to drop that a fraction.
The vest and jacket have been made up in calico for final adjustments, and when the fit is perfect, the whole lot will be remade in white silk.
Now I know how mannequins feel.
Turn around. That's perfect.
There's an extra requirement for the suit.
And I got the tassels you wanted.
Peter and Mandy are planning a surprise laser show at their reception, so sequins may help Peter stand out.
So remember what Richard was saying with the lasers?
Right, yeah, this
Because
will
we're going to
really
have them, yeah. So
sparkle.
when the laser hits that, it's going to go off.
This boy is going to be very glitzy on the night.
At least it hides my gut now.
I can still see it.
A few weeks later, the suit is finally ready.
What do you reckon, babe?
I reckon it's really nice.
You reckon it's really nice?
Yeah. It's so cute.
It's not overdone here, babe?
This is the fourth time you asked me.
I'm going to ask all the way until the wedding. You know that.
No, it is, babe.
It is, yeah.
I swear it's beautiful.
Okay. That's what I wanted. That's what I got.
Glad you love
Are
it.
you happy with it?
Yeah.
Peter's still concerned that the sequins sewn into the waistcoat are too gaudy.
Peter, Mandy's dress has got heaps more than that.
Has
She's
she?
comfortable
So
with
next
it.
to mine,
So I'll just be
yours
sticking
will
tip
be
next
having...
to like this, babe.
That's the whole idea.
Thank goodness we didn't put all that on the jacket too.
No.
Well, it's good to see a groom put so much time and effort into the look of his suit. Peter, it's now time for him to fit out his groomsmen and page boys.
Now with Danny, do we want him in
All white.
all white? So white bow tie, cummerbund?
Everything white on him.
Peter and Mandy have decided on the suits for their page boys. White, to match the groom, while the three groomsmen are dressed in darker suits to provide a contrast.
It's not too tight across the back of the shoulder, across the back.
No, it's super
Yeah.
roomy.
And when he puts the jacket on, it's going to be like, you know, you can see like plastic black. Yeah.
In
No.
gold, full gold?
Can we have them all in the, like, bill?
Yep.
Just stand there, put your hands in your pockets, relax, yeah, that's the way.
I think that'd be great.
Like for white socks and the black shoes, huh?
Yeah,
Not like
Is that easy?
They look so well behaved now in their wedding suits, but a few nights later, they're not so quiet. Macedonian bucks nights are remarkably similar to the male rituals currently practiced in Australia. While Mandy settles for a quiet night with a few friends, Peter and his friends begin the night at a nearby nightclub. The groom is usually handcuffed, plied with beer, and then forced to dance with total strangers. It's about 10 p.m. and the best man, Zach, decides it's time to leave. Outside the club, Peter is put in chains by his friends and dragged onto a bus they've hired for the occasion. It's nearly 3 hours by bus from Sydney to the city of Port Kembla. By the time the party arrives at the restaurant, the stripper they booked for 11:30 had left. But this didn't appear to be too much of a problem. The bar was still open, the band was still playing, and the singer was in the mood for a few wedding songs. Day of Peter and Mandy's massive wedding, and believe me, this is not for the faint-hearted.
I still don't feel like it's me getting married. I feel like I'm going to a wedding, someone else's wedding.
It's about 7 a.m. on her wedding day, and Mandy begins to prepare for one of the biggest days of her life.
Oh, this will be nice.
Meanwhile, over at Peter's house, the guests are starting to arrive, and the first is the best man, Zach, and his family. As each group of guests arrive, they are greeted by the groom and his family. Musicians are very important to Macedonian wedding rituals. They must have a repertoire as long as your arm, a strong voice, and above all, stamina. They'll play almost non-stop until the bride and groom leave the reception sometime tomorrow morning. Over at the bride's place, much the same thing is happening.
Macedonians have loud weddings. Everyone knows when somebody gets married.
Only about 200 of the 500 guests are invited to the celebrations at home, so it's a great honour. Each family brings a gift for the bride and groom, and they each receive one when they leave. The arrival of Peter's nunko, or godfather, at the groom's house is a signal to begin the dancing. The ritual baking of bridal cake goes back centuries. It happens simultaneously at both the bride and the groom's house. According to folklore, 3 virgins each take a sieve and sift a small amount of flour. Then a virgin, whose parents are both alive, kneads the dough with 3 married women. A coin is added for prosperity, and after it's decorated with sweets, the cake goes into the oven. It will reappear later at the reception.
Which hand am I supposed to put that on?
Which side do you get your ring on? Goes on the opposite side of your right side. Yeah, well then it goes on your right. Put it on your left side.
Meanwhile, in the backyard marquee, Mandy's father, Christo, is understandably excited. The groom is shaved by the godfather and the best man. According to custom, the bigger the razor, the more laughs you get. His feet are washed, and as each guest files past the groom, they kiss him 3 times and drop money into the towel. It's just after midday, and it's the best man who is sent to collect the bride. The white shoes on the platter are for Mandy, if he can convince her to wear them. This is where a large amount of cash comes in handy. Before he gets his hands on the bride, it's traditional for the bride's family to give the best man a hard time. With a smile and a drink, Zach easily charms his way past Mandy's father, but he's a pushover compared to her younger brother, Robert. Robert bargains well and gets a good price for his sister. Once inside Mandy's bedroom, Zach's skills of negotiation are really put to the test.
He gives them to me, and I'm meant to try them on, and they're meant to be big. And so, like, I turn them around the other way, and he's supposed to put money in them, and I try them on again, and and they're too big again, and he puts money in them again, and 3 times.
Wait. Oh, these things got to hold my pants up, but they're not here for show. Hey, where are my shoes? Bill. Yeah, mate. Go ask Mum where my shoes are. Ted. Mate, we have lost the shoes. Here's these shoes.
Oh, we don't put the jackets on, huh? No.
Before they leave their respective homes for the final time, both the bride and groom kick over a container of water at their doorstep. It's important for them to kick the glass away from the house and then to walk away from their family home without looking back. This marks the end of their single life. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm exhausted already, and we haven't even got to the church yet. But stay where you are, because the ceremony and the reception are just around the corner. Finally arrived for the actual marriage ceremony, so let's see how it goes. The church service takes about an hour, and only a few guests attend.
Се обрачува Синот Божи Петър за Черката Божия Миряна. Още еднъж. Синот. Амин. И още еднъж. И Светия Дух. Амин. Господи Боже наш, со слава и чест венчай ги. Слава Тебе.
Next on the agenda is the 3-hour photo session with relatives, and then finally the reception. The night begins with the entrance of those responsible for the marriage. The families, the noonko or godfather, the best man, the bridesmaids and groomsmen. Finally, the moment arrives. Peter and Mandy make their big entrance. Soon after the wedding party is seated, the dancing begins again. Just before the main course, the godfather and the best man are honoured in a special way. 2 groomsmen, each carrying a roast suckling pig on a silver platter, dance their way to the bridal table. The presentation of the pigs is a high point in the evening's events. Throughout the evening, the musicians are rewarded for their long hours. The main course for over 500 people is handled with military precision. Soon it's time to cut the cake, and this is where the laser really creates the mood. During the last dance of the night, the bread baked earlier in the day finally makes an appearance.
Oh, I wouldn't go through this again. No way. No. It is, it's for life. I think like when our kids, like when we have kids and it comes to them to get married, I don't think it'll be half as much as this. I think like generation after generation sort of like dies out.
Well, if that wasn't tiring enough, for their honeymoon, Peter and Mandy will holiday for 3 months throughout America, Europe and, of course, Macedonia.
Sure that the wedding runs well, that the wedding is presented legally and everybody enjoys the ceremony.
Amanda and Gavin are not having a church wedding, so they want their service to be a bit different.
Yeah. Gavin and I have decided that we wanted to write our own vows.
Yeah, right.
So we've gone through that, and each of us have written our own vows each. So they're not the same.
Oh, yeah, well,
We haven't copied.
We haven't copied.
Yeah, right.
He was trying to cheat off mine, but I wouldn't let him. And this way we've both written what we feel about each other, and I think that's more important.
The vows will be the hardest of all to say.
Why?
Why?
You've written them.
I know I've written them, but just to say them again when everybody's there, and it's just going to be so nerve-wracking.
Now, everybody is worried what name they use when they sign the marriage certificate. You can use either your old name or your new married name. Have a bit of a practice.
I've already been practising.
Oh, fine.
She loves it.
Odd checks.
Yeah. She can't wait to be a Morton now.
Yeah.
Well, you're marrying the person that you love. I can't see why you can't take on their surname as well. I think that when you get married, you're marrying to be united as basically one person, really. Not one person, but one family, and families share surnames.
Consider their new life together.
Gavin's 2 sisters.
Amanda feels like she's been planning her wedding forever. In fact, it's been 2 years and 3 postponements, but now the wedding is only a matter of weeks away.
You don't realise how much there is involved in organising a wedding until you start. And it's all the little things. Like place cards, postage stamps. Now, there's stupid little things, but you've got to make sure that you've got them.
Amanda met her fiancé Gavin at a social club 4 years ago. They now live together, but the concept of marriage is very important to them.
It'll just make her happier. I'm glad to, I'll get married. Then I'm settling down, I'm going to say, everybody, she's my wife. Oh, that'll be good. Not my girlfriend, not my fiancée, my wife. Yeah, I'm happy.
Every bride wants to look perfect on the wedding day. And for Amanda, that means weighing a lot less than she does now.
I'm glad they're not talking scales. They tell me to get off.
Until now, Amanda has never let anyone see how much she weighs. She won't even tell her fiancé Gavin. But this time, she's determined to find a diet that works.
You know that Maggie Tea diet that was in, I think it was Woman's Day or one of the other ones? Oh, yeah. And you lose 7 kilos in 7 days. And I wanted to lose 20-odd kilos by the time of the wedding. That's only 10 weeks away. God, that's come round quick. So, yeah, so if this works, I'll be really rapt. I'll be really, really pleased with it. Let me see. I've been on Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, Gloria Marshall's Diet Centre, which actually worked. Oh, what else? 7-day wonder diets. You name it, I've done it.
Because she hopes to lose weight, Amanda's wedding dress won't be started until a few weeks before the wedding day.
It's a vicious cycle. Weddings are things everyone expects to have the perfect bride, skinny, look gorgeous in a dress like they do in all the bridal magazines. And I thought, well, I'm not going to be like that. I'll never be skinny sort of thing. But I've been thinking about it, and I suppose the bugs bit me. I want to look really nice in my dress. It's the one day that's really special. So I decided that I won't be skinny, but at least I'll be thinner than what I am, and I won't look like a big blob.
So if she doesn't lose weight, I accept her for who she is and what she does. It doesn't worry me, because I see like that every day, so I expect her to be like that on wedding day. If she's slimmer, I'll be happier, but besides that, I suppose I'm happy I'm getting married to her. I really am.
God.
2 weeks later, Amanda gets back on the scales.
Oh, no, it is 100. I'm looking at the wrong things. It is 105. Thank you very much. All right, it's 2 weeks I've lost 4 kilos. Oh, that's not much.
I was so sick of eating fruit and salad, it was driving me insane.
It's almost time for Amanda and Gavin's wedding day.
I stand here today,
Happy that this wedding
happy that this wedding
has not been cancelled again.
that has not been cancelled again.